Hello Shello, and welcome back to another fabulous episode of Nellyville Reviews Drag Race Season 18. This is episode 10, Drag in a Bag. Let's hop right into it. First of all, let me just say, let's get the clerical work out of the way. Let's take care of the overhead and all of that. This is available on audio. If you are listening, it is available for video. So now that we got that out of the way, you can go to the YouTube channel, wherever you get your podcast, and find me. Call me, beat me when you want to reach me. I'm glad we got that all squared away. Now, also, disclaimer. Baby, they out here partying in the streets. So if you hear a little, get busy. That baby, they're partying out here in the streets. They got a little something going on at the Astro Stadium. You know what I'm saying? They out here, they got the little mariachi band, the little tejano, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, they out here, they dipping in and doing it, but that's not going to stop the hustle and the flow of the video. We are here to critique Drag Race Season 18, Episode 10. And so with that being said, here we are, dragging a bag. Okay, baby. Let's just start at the top of the episode. So this is after Athena's elimination. Love you so much, girl. Wish you well. You'd had a great run. Hope to see you on the All-Stars if you want to come back. Now, what I liked about the initial Kiki at the top of the episode, look, Mia's gone, Athena's gone. A lot of, the Florida girls are starting to go. The House of Dion family is gone. The last one standing from the House of Dion is Juicy, but let us not forget, Mikey is also a Florida girl, and there might be a couple other Florida girls still here. Florida took over for this season. Let me just say something. What I like, though, I like that Nene was telling Juicy, do this for you. Do this for you. Don't be sitting up here trying to figure out, I'm going to make my mother proud. Who is actually Morphine, not Athena, but Athena, that's your grandbaby. That's your grandbaby. But then he was like, don't worry about trying to make your auntie proud, Mia. Don't worry about trying to make your grandmother proud, Athena. Like, do this for you. And now that they're gone and you don't feel like, you know what I'm saying? Just flourish. Do this for you. Worry about making yourself proud. And I like what she was saying with that. That was really cute. Discord was saying that she feels like she's safe. She feels like she's never really been in the bottom. She feel like, maybe I'm not always in the top. Last week specifically, Discord was like, I feel like I was safe. Not bottom safe, not top safe, just safe. We love Discord's delusion. We love Discord is a confident queen. She believes in herself, but she's a healthy type of delusional. You know what I'm saying? She's delusional enough that she keeps her spirits high and she lives to fight another day. You know what I'm saying? Then here you go, Mikey. Mikey, you got some nerve. Girl, I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Mikey, you're getting on my nerves. Okay? In the promotions at the beginning of the season, you were the SpongeBob queen, and I liked you because you was kind of nerdy, and I vibed with you. Then you gonna sit up here and tell this girl, well, Discord, well, actually, I thought you were gonna be next to go home. I didn't really even feel like Athena really should have even been in the bottom. I thought it was gonna be you. And then here go Jane, same. You know what? Look, Jane, I'm just glad that all this little talking that you normally do in your confessional heads, I'm glad that you finally brought it in front of the girls. Because a lot of time Jane always doing this. She doing this in the confessionals, but then when she's sitting on the couches and in the workroom and all this other kind of stuff with the girls, she want to be all smiling in their faces. And that's fake. It's not even that you're a mean girl. You're a mean girl, Katie. You're a mean girl. It's not even that you're mean. It's that you are fake. And that you got a lot to say in the confessionals. But you ain't got nothing to say to nobody's face. So at least you said something to somebody's face. Well, Mikey, who are you? Why do you feel like you need to tell this girl, I thought you were going home? Mikey, sit down. You officially got on my nerves. I'm just saying. Anyways, it is the next day in the workroom. Nothing too much happening. The girls kiki. Here come Rue. Rue enters in. Rue's like, hey, how you doing? We got a mini challenge today. The library is open. Now, we know the reading challenge The reading mini challenge is a staple, okay? This is a homage to Paris is Burning. I told y'all last week, go watch Paris is Burning. It is a beautiful documentary. Documentary is a queer staple, okay? If you have not seen it, you need to see it. It's just a great film. There's so many references that come from it. I promise you, if you've never seen the film, when you watch it, even if you haven't watched a whole lot of Drag Race, you will watch Paris is Burning and you will be like, I've seen so-and-so do this. I've seen this before. I've seen that. There's so many references, so many pop culture, so many musicals. So it's just a lot that has been pulled from that movie, and it will give you a greater appreciation for the things that we all enjoy if you go and watch the stores. Anyways, the library is open. Now, let me just say something. The reads were good. This was one of the better reading challenges. Some of the girls had some really great jokes and that, but you know, is it the same reading challenges that we're used to from like in the earlier seasons? No, but this was a good one. Now, Mikey ended up winning the mini challenge. How she won the mini challenge? How did she win the mini challenge? I didn't. And one of Mikey's jokes, she stole from the Golden Girls. If you know, you know. Nobody wanted to call out the joke that she got from Golden Girls. You're not finna tell me in a room full of gays, in a room full of LGBT, in a room with RuPaul, in a room of the Drag Race sphere, in a room of America. Y'all not gonna sit up here and tell me I'm the only one that caught that Mikey stole this joke from Golden Girls? Okay, but bye girl, miss me with all that. Anyways, Mikey won the mini challenge. I was annoyed. Maybe I was bitter boots from earlier. Her telling Discord, I thought you was going home. Whatever. Anyways, Mikey got her little funky, little $2,500. Okay, great. Good for you, girl. Good for you. Whatever. Anyways, Rue announces the Maxi Challenge. So this week, what the girls got to do, Rue teases the girls and makes them think that the eliminated queens are going to come back in the workroom, but no. It is not actually the eliminated queens, but yet suitcases that they packed before they came to the competition. So the girls were briefed. They received a prompt before they came to pack a suitcase full of materials for a challenge that will happen. Okay. And, you know, they didn't tell them that they were going to switch. You know, they just told them before they came, when they were packing up to come off the Drag Race, pack a suitcase, put some stuff in it that you can make an outfit with, okay? So all the eliminated queens, their suitcases were rolled in, and because Mikey won the mini challenge, she got to pick first. And then so she picked a bag, and then she got to pick the next person that got to go. And every time somebody would pick a suitcase, and then that person got to pick the next person to go. So the people picked as such. Let's see, Mikey picked Briar's suitcase, Kenya picked Vita's suitcase, Juicy picked Mia's suitcase, which I was like, are you not gonna pick Mother? You're not gonna pick Granny Athena? You pick Auntie? Okay, you still pick from your family, but okay, you didn't pick Mother. Okay, that's fine. Maybe you feel like Auntie was a little more in your wheelhouse, a little more closer to your aesthetic. Okay, you know. But I was like, somebody got to say something about it, right? Jane picked Sierra's luggage, and then. Now, my thing was, okay, so like I said, the girls pick their suitcase and then they get to pick the next girl who gets to pick. My thought was when Jane picked Juicy to go next, I was like, she's picking Juicy because she's probably going to ask her to help her, because we all know Juicy don't know how to do nothing. Every week, Juicy be like, oh, I can't, can you help me? I don't know how, I can't, So my main thing, I was like, did she pick her go? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that was my conspiracy theory, allegedly. Darlene picked Athena's suitcase, and then Nene picked Didi Fuego, and then the last queen was Discord, and she was left with Mandy's suitcase. Okay? Now, the rules, part of the rules, even though they are using another queen's materials, the final look has to be all them. Now, this is not to be a look that is a replica of the girls. It doesn't have to have anything to do with the person the queen that left the suitcase. It has to be reminiscent of you. You were just using the queen's materials that they packed for the challenge, right? Right. So now it's time for the girls to get to work. They take their little suitcases over to the little workstations. They start opening stuff up. Now, on first glance, Jane opens up her suitcase from Sierra and everything's all folded up, all nice. She got all kind of fabric, different colors. It's looking beautiful. It's like, dang, this girl got the hook up. Holla if you hear me, huh? Baby, she took that fabric out. Baby, scraps. Big old holes. Jagged. Cut up. It's not even just extra fat. It's scraps. It's giving scraps. Now, I don't even know it's kind of like, okay, did production check these bags? Was this allowed? Because look, honestly, if anybody could pull it off, it's Jane. I know I sit up here and I talk a lot of noise about Jane, how she gets on my nerves and this and that and the third. At the end of the day, she is a great queen. She is a great seamstress. She knows how to look. She could pull something off. Now, think about if somebody like Kenya or Juicy would have got this bag. What am I supposed to do with these scraps? I don't know if production didn't check the bags or if they checked it and was like, well, it's within the confines of the rules. We didn't say it had to be full bulks of fabric. But it's like, dang, Sierra was being real strategic. Okay, so that's that. So Jane was shook. Darling got one little piece of fabric. And some appliques. Darlene got one little piece of zebra, maybe some black and some appliques. That's all she got from Vita. And after the girls started opening up their cases up, you could tell that some of the girls watch Drag Race, and you could tell that these queens packed these suitcases with the intentions of sabotage, and they knew there might be a chance that I'm packing this, but it might be a chance I might not get my suitcase. So let me fill it with something that's going to make it hard for the girls. Look, it's nothing wrong with being strategic, but them scraps that Jane got, oh, baby. Oh, I don't know. Production might have needed to do something about that. Anywho, that's just my 2 cents. So Rue comes back for the walkthroughs. The walkthroughs were really good, and actually, but Rue was being very, very motherly. So Jane goes up first. Rue was really trying to give Jane a pep talk and really encouraging Jane. Basically Rue was like, if anybody could pull this off, you could pull this off. Now, I don't know if Rue was trying to be supportive because it's like, this is the it's not nothing that they could do. This is a challenge. This is what's supposed to happen. It ain't really, it is what it is. So he was trying to encourage the girl, but Rue had to be like, damn. Rue had to be like, damn, because we was all like, damn. So Kenya got some great tips from Rue about proportionizing, because Kenya wanted to make this jumpsuit and all of that, and Rue was very like, okay, just make sure the belt sleeve matches, the flare of the jumpsuit, and make sure the flare starts at the right part of the knee, and Okay, take notes, Kenya. Write it down. Where's your pen and pad? Make sure you're writing it down. Juicy comes up, and Rue asks, why didn't you pick Athena's bag? Oh, I love it. Thank you. I'm glad. So I knew somebody was gonna ask. I loved it even more that it was Rue that asked, why didn't you pick your grandmother's bag? And Juicy basically was like, look, I know my mother, and I felt like she might do something shady. That's why I didn't pick the bag. And Rue was like, yeah, I heard you might have had a little bit of intel. Like I said, the girls were being strategic. And then Rue also turned around and asked, why don't you pad? Why don't you wear the pads? Why don't you put that shit on the little titty, little booty, little hip? And then Juicy was like, well, I padded a little bit for such and such for the rusical. And Rue's like, yeah, you padded a little bit, but why don't you really put that stuff on? You know what I'm saying? Why are we not giving a Corey King? Why are we not giving a body yada 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 yada. Like, why don't you do that? What's going on? And so that was a hint. Juicy, take notes. And then after Juicy's critique, Juicy walks away and says, the juice is loose. Which now, and then RuPaul was like, oh, the juice is loose. And Juicy was like, yeah, the juice is loose. So then cut to the confessional and the producer's like, so pop quiz, where do you think the juice is loose came from? Now, I'm not going to sit up here and lie. I don't know how old Juicy is. I'm a little bit older than Juicy, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit older. I did not catch that was an O.J. Simpson reference. That's a little bit before my time. So if I didn't catch it, I damn sure know Juicy didn't catch it. But apparently that was but one day said I now it is coming back. I do kind of remember, but baby, that's a little bit before my time. You know what I'm saying? But damn, that was so funny because Juicy just walked around, the juice is loose, the juice is loose. And the room was like, oh, is the juice loose? Baby, it went over my head too. Baby, I'm 35 years old, so little Juicy, baby, Juicy wasn't gonna get it. Juicy ain't even 30. You know what I'm saying? So, but bless her heart, I'm gonna let that slide. Now, some of y'all coming here talking about y'all ain't never seen Annie and all of that. I ain't that. I can't let that slide. Discord, this was so cool. I have never, ever seen Rue take a girl to the side and give her a one-on-one walking lesson. This is one of RuPaul's new favorites. Rue that took this girl to the side and said, baby, let me show you a little something. Let me show you a little something. Loosen it up. Talking about being loose. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you a little something. It was very cute. It was very motherly. I lived. And then, right before Rue leaves, Rue tells the girls that Iman is coming. The supermodel. Now, y'all sit up here and argue back and forth. Brooke Shields, is she a supermodel? Now, she's an actress who happened to do some modeling. Whatever. Okay, well, Iman is here. And we can't argue. She is one of the original supermodels. When I tell y'all Iman look, we're going to talk about it later, but damn, Iman look good, dog. Okay, thinking about it, yeah, I know, but when she came, and we'll talk about it Untucked later, but when Iman came in Untucked and was like, she's 70, whatever, have y'all seen him? Look her up. Look her up. Look her up. Look her up. God damn, that Beauty. Beauty is her name, Drew Hill. You know what I'm saying? So the girls get back to work. Justice for Crystal. So the girls are talking, they kick in, they talking about who's drag fashion or whatever they like the most from like the girls that have left or from the season or whatever. And then Jane was like, oh yeah, I like Crystal. Baby, who the hell is Crystal? Baby, ain't no damn Crystal on this. Crystal. Who is Crystal? So I think she was trying to say Sierra. Got confused and said Crystal. So I don't know if she was thinking Crystal Light. I don't know if she was thinking, I don't know how she got to Crystal. But anyways, they went on this whole bit about, yeah, y'all remember when Crystal got in a fight with so-and-so? And remember when Crystal did it? So this is going to be a thing. Girls, make the merch. But man, Jane was so confident. Like, yeah, I like Crystal. Girl, baby, ain't no damn Crystal on this season. Girl. Here we are. We on Elimination Day. Okay? Juicy apparently didn't get any help from anybody. I'm shocked. Juicy didn't get any, but this is a first. Isn't this a first all season? Juicy didn't get no damn help from nobody. I'm shocked. Other than maybe like the talent show, I'm shocked. Nene, Kenya, and Juicy are curious about how the judges are going to respond to Discord's 800 safety pins. We're going to talk about Safety Pin Gate. We're going to talk about Safety Pin Gate in a little bit. Darlene has a degree in fashion design, we find out. It shows, especially at these last couple of fashion. I'm like, God damn. Y'all just dropping secrets. Well, congratulations. Darlene got a whole fashion design degree out here. The girls started playing with Darlene's wig. Girl, Darlene brought all her wigs in a Ziploc bag. A Ziploc bag. And they said over here taking the wigs out of the bag, playing the wigs. It was a cute little moment. So let's go on to the runway. Rue, Michelle, Carson, and Iman. Y'all already know. I ain't gotta tell y'all. They represent Iman. God damn. That woman. I mean, heaven must be missing an angel. That's all I got to say. Good Lord. So the category is party. Okay? Adore Delano. If y'all know, y'all know. Party. Okay, so let's take a look at these runways. Okay? So just to go over real quick. Should I do it? What I'm gonna say? Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. And I might type it here if I feel like it. But we're gonna say this. So the girls did different themes from different parties. So Darlene did VMA's after party. Okay? And you know what? I'm gonna do it one by one so y'all don't get confused. Because y'all be doing a lot. So Darlene, her theme of her party was VMA's after party. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these looks. Baby, she cute. She cute. I'm not mad. This real nice. So this is where we see the fashion degree step into play. I'm mad at this look. I love the bubbling of the top and the bottom, and considering how little she had to work with, it was cute. I loved the wig. It was nice. And really everybody did really good this week. Let me just say that. And the judges had to get like really super nitpicky because nobody like flopped. And the only thing that they really said about Darlene, because they were just trying to find something, was they were like, maybe she could have incorporated a little bit of the zebra fabric into the shoe. But other than that, I didn't mind a fully black shoe. It was cute. It was a great look. It was very 80s. It was fun. Now, here we have, who's next? Let me go back over here. We had Discord, and she did the end of the world party. And then while she was, and then we're going to talk about Darlene's look, but while Darlene is, not Darlene, we're going to talk about Discord's look. And while Discord is walking, RuPaul gives a thumbs up, like, and it was just such a proud mom moment. I've never seen Ru do that before. Ru was so happy. Ru was so smitten. But let's talk about the look for a second. I thought it was all that. It was very Darlene. I like how she incorporated the red. I loved all the safety pins. I love that wig. The makeup is beautiful. The contacts. It all worked for me. Now let's talk about safety pin gate. Okay. So the rules of the challenge was you have to only use what was packed in the suitcase. Okay? Now, obviously, thread, boning, safety pins, they could be used, but they have to be used in the way that they are as a functional part of the garment, right? It can't be something that necessarily adds a design element per se, right? So, as you can see, this garment is covered in safety pins. Now, some of the girls felt like Discord cheated. Now, Discord's workaround was she did not sew anything. She did not sew. She did not put anything through a sewing machine. She did not hand stitch. Her garment is fully held together by safety pins. That was her workaround. Not to mention, the producers and everybody sat her and watched her do it. If it was against the rules, they would have said, you can't do that. Now, it came out later in Roscoe's little interview. I think it was Jane. Of course, it was Jane. Said apparently was like, well, one of the girls, Jane said, I think Darlene or somebody asked, could they use boning for something on the garment? And they were like, no, you can only use boning if it's actually going to hold up the structure of the garment. It can't be used as a design element, right? And so some of the girls felt like, well, if Darlene or whoever asked could not do that, how come Discord gets to use all these 800 safety pins? I feel like Discord found a loophole, and I feel like these girls are mad that they didn't think of it. I thought that it was a beautiful look. It's one of those loopholes that nobody really thought of. I personally did not see it as cheating. I saw it as just a creative thing. She found a loophole. Anyways, the girls was mad. They was hating. So that's that on that. So the next queen that we're going to talk about, let's take a look at the next look. Juicy going to a Miami Beach party. And baby, she got on her today. We used to seeing Juicy with these little bitty kitty cat wigs and whatever. This was cute. I had an issue with the shoes, as did the judges. This is giving Miami, it's giving a little more Las Vegas showgirl to me, but I could see this being a Miami moment, depending on the era or something. I could see it, but if she would have had on like a pointed like stiletto or some kind of a point, like a pointed toe heel, something straight. Not this shoe. This shoe didn't completely ruin it, but we're being nitpicky. But I didn't mind it, and considering Juicy is always asking for help, I think this was cute. This is a perfectly fine garment. I think she did well. It looked cute on her. I like that hair on her. It is what it is. Next up, we have Plain Jane, or not Plain Jane. We have Jane Don't, who's going to the Grammys after party. Now, this is a good look. This is great, especially considering she had scraps. Now, I want y'all to take a look at this. She had to create a textile. So she had to cut up the scraps of fabric that she had and make and sew little pieces of the fabric together. She had to create her own fabric. That's a lot of work. That is a lot of skill. That is a lot of talent, time, and effort that went into this outfit. Now, is this the most wonderful original thing that we've ever seen on here? No, but considering the time and work and effort that she had to put into this is great. It is a very solid garment. If I paid to see her and she showed up in this, I would really, really love it. I don't know how I feel about this bright orange wig with it, but it's Ray Jane. It's a solid number. Now, here comes Nene Coco, who is going to the Nene is going to the Fashion Week post-show garden party. Now, I liked it. The wig threw me off. I liked the theory of the wig. It just was not done properly. The ponytail needed to be thicker. It needed to be pushed down to her head. It just needed to be a little more slick and a little more... It just needed to be down. The wig just was not right. If the wig was done right, I like the little orange bodysuit underneath to that loud print fabric. I think that she worked with it really, really well. I didn't mind it too much. It was just really kind of the hair that kind of threw me off there. Next up, we have Mikey. Mikey did a ski party. Okay. I had an issue more so with her walk than I did it with the outfit. I mean, this is cute. It's cute. She made matching earmuffs, a muff, a little scarf. I think she worked with it well. It was good. I think she really got creative with kind of a very like kind of a dark palette, I think that was very creative of her, and it was what it was. Next up, we have Kenya. Hold on. So we have Kenya, who's going to the disco party. Everybody, okay, look. Kenya looks good. She does. But as somebody pointed out, this is her entrance look. Remember she came in with the entrance look when that blue, but it was a halter? Okay, this is her entrance look with sleeve. I think that is, here's what I think. I think it's so much better than her last two design challenges. It's leaps and bounds so much better that it makes it seem like it's so good. I don't think it's that good. First of all, okay, you got a little bit of boob going on. Proportionizing. If she would have had a bigger boob, if she would have padded more up here, that little detail alone would have took it to the next level. Okay? The afro is the, this is a good look, but this is like a middle number at the club. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a middle number. I was not eating it up like that. And it's like, okay, well, obviously you must make jumpsuits really, really well. We kind of already seen it. I wasn't like, it's not awful. It's cool. But they were really like eating it up. And I'm just like, I don't know about all that, Mary. I don't know about all that. So anyway, but you know, it's cute. So anyway, so we're moving on to critiques. Amon tells Discord that if this drag stuff doesn't work out for her, she could go into the design field. And I believe it. I think Discord has a very strong point of view. She's a designer. I love that look. And then of course we get the question. We knew it was coming. The famous drag race question that Rue loves to ask every season. Who should go home and why? Oh, okay. So we start with Darlene. And she says Discord because she hasn't gotten a win yet and because of track record. Darlene, how are you going to sit there and say Discord needs to go home because she hasn't had a win yet, but you don't have any wins either? Darlene, Discord, and Kenya don't have a win yet. So why are you calling her out? Okay. So then it's Discord's turn. And Discord says, well, I guess I'm going to say Darlene. She said track record. I'm going to say track record for her too then. Okay, fair. After that, everybody said Discord's name. And I'm sitting there like, damn, y'all raggedy. Y'all raggedy. And y'all copped out. So Juicy said Discord because, and she brought, and Juicy was the first one to bring up the safety pin thing and said that, you know, they weren't in the suitcase. So I'm going to say Discord. Jane also picked Discord and said something about the safety pins. Nene said Discord because of safety pins. Mikey said Discord because of track record. Kenya said Discord because of safety pins. They dog pound on her and it pissed me off. First of all, okay, Darlene was first. So she had to pick somebody. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't say nothing about the, you know, I think she picked somebody who was like, who's not going to come after me? Okay, fine. Darlene, okay, fine, whatever, girl. You said what you said. Discord picked Darlene because, okay, you said my name. It's an easy out. Like, okay, and plus you said track right. Okay, I'm going to say you because you said my name, but also my reason for you makes sense. Now, Juicy is the only one stood on bit like, okay, I'm going to say her. But Juicy, I think, earlier had questions about, I don't know how I feel about these safety pins. So Juicy kept it real. You know, woo. Jane, Nene, Mikey, and Kenya, I feel like y'all took the easy way out. Because I feel like y'all are like, well, everybody, you know, people are already starting to say Discord. So I don't want to just throw another girl out there. Especially when you got to Nene, Mikey, and Kenya. It was kind of like, well, most of the girls have already said Discord. I'm just going to keep that going. I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? This question, like, be real. Like, in these recent seasons, people either, everybody wants to say the girl who's in the lead and be like, oh, I think so-and-so should go home because she's my biggest competition. Or somebody, the first person says the name, and then everybody just goes with that because they're scared. No, say who you really think needs to go. But I think these girls were jealous about the safety pins and were just mad that they didn't think of it first. But whatever. So here we are. Scoop, boop, boop. We did not have a bottom 2 this week. And I think that is because, for one, everyone did really, really good. But also, I think that I could see a world where Discord and Juicy would have ended up in the bottom. And depending on what the song was, most likely Juicy was going to send Discord home. And I don't think that RuPaul wanted to send Discord home and then have it seem like Discord went home because of the girls voted for that. Just because maybe she's not a strong lip syncer. Because we don't know how Discord lip syncs for real. You know, she could barely walk. So she probably can't dance like that. Especially because she did okay in the girl group and in the Rusical. But she probably can't. She's not going to outperform Juicy on most songs. Let's keep it a buck. And so, I don't know. Maybe it was playing all along to have a lip sync for the win. But I like that Ru did it this way. Juicy didn't need to go home this time. Just off of principle. So, I'm glad that it happened this way. So, Kenya and Jane are in the top. Would I have put Kenya in the top? I don't know about all that. But here we are. They lip sync for the win. Let me see. What did I say here? I also don't think they wanted to. Okay, yeah, I think I said. Okay. And then also, I don't think they wanted Juicy to be in the bottom again because wouldn't this be her third week in a row lip syncing or second week? Or I don't know. I don't think Rue was ready to see Juicy or just go. Whatever the case. Anyways, Kenya and Jane are at the top. They lip sync for the win to Feels Like Another One by Patti LaBelle. It was alright. It was an alright, you know, they did okay. I wasn't like blown away. I didn't feel like Kenya knew all her words. Still, not surprised. Whatever. And Jane was the clear winner, and she did win. And Jane won $5,000, which makes this her third win. So congratulations to Jane. She won $5,000 and some luggage from away. And so, you know, good congrats to her. Now, Untucked. Let's talk about Untucked, darling. Wasn't a whole lot going on. You know, look. When they go backstage, my main thing was I wanted to be like, so I was just like, leave Discord alone. Leave her alone. They sitting over here. I just didn't understand. What do y'all want her to do? They sitting over here basically like, girl, you okay? Like, you have a right to feel your feelings. Don't get out of my face. All of y'all said my name. What do y'all want me to say? And I feel like Discord handled it very well. Imagine being in a room full of people that said your name, said that you deserve to go home. Baby, what is it to say? I'm not going to sit here and act like we're friends, act like we're Kiki. I'm not going to sit here and cry because you don't deserve my tears. I ain't going to cuss somebody out because y'all had to pick a name. What do you want me to say? And I'm not going to tell you that it's okay. Y'all said what y'all said. Y'all dog out. Now leave me alone. And they sitting over here in the confessionals and all that time. I think Discord's downplaying how upset she is. Yes! What do y'all want her to do? Because she's not cussing out. Like, huh? Leave her alone. Talk amongst yourselves. Say what you gotta say. Leave this girl alone. Why are you in her face? Get out of her face. Child, Mikey's over here. Look, your feelings are valid and you have a right to feel your what. And if y'all are looking for an out, I just feel like Discord handled it so beautifully. Like, she wasn't back there crying. She ain't cussed nobody out. She wasn't getting loud. She wasn't getting moody. She was just sitting there and she was like, it is what it is. I don't have nothing to say. I don't have nothing to say. Y'all said me, and hey, that's cool. And I'm thinking, the power of delusion, the power of confidence. That's somebody who's confident in themselves, and I like that. Anyways, so they also talked about Michelle asking Kenya who helped her. Because Kenya did, like I said, it was so much better than her past runways that, you know, but clearly she can make a jumpsuit because I think she made her entrance look, didn't she? I don't know. Apparently that's her bread and butter. Maybe you should have did that. Maybe you didn't want to do it because it was too close to your entrance look. You felt like enough time passed. You made it again. I don't know. They talk about Jane's scraps. We've been there, done that. Which it was funny because in the workroom when she first pulled it out, it was some rolls of fabric, scraps of fabric that it had such big holes in it that about 4 or 5 girls could fit in the hole. They draped it over 4 or 5 girls, and they walking around doing the mambo and all that stuff. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. What else did they talk about? They talked about who they think is gonna win. Okay. I don't know. I know last week I said Jane. It's still looking like it's probably gonna be Jane. I mean, damn, she got 3 wins now. I think is this the first time in Drag Race history that a girl's got 3 wins on a regular season? I don't know. And then Iman comes in to talk to them, and it was very good. It was very motivational. It was very uplifting, and she looked absolutely wonderful. And it was one of the better conversations that I enjoyed of a guest judge coming back to talk to them. She really dropped some gems. I walked away from it feeling like, oh well, I'm glad I witnessed that. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that's all that I have for you guys today. This has been Nellyville Review, Season 18, Episode 10, Drag in a Bag Party for the runway theme. Go ahead and make sure you follow, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about all this drama. And I will catch you in the next video. In the next podcast. Girl, anyway, ladies, shall match. Bye.